I know. I had a lot of people who, was there really a moment where Sarah Palin, in addressing this loss, actually sounded coherent? And no, there wasn't. But this was, oh gosh, this was just too good not to play. I mean, she rarely outdoes herself anymore. But and I wish I could tell you what she was saying here. It has something to do with politicians and the Constitution and then word salad. This is clip number 5.
It is the constitutionalists, those who understand that the Constitution is the blueprint towards a more perfect union, and if politicians would follow it, our country would be better off. And included in that, kind of that principle of following the Constitution is adopting the free market, adopting any policy that would allow thriving of the American people, the entrepreneurial spirit to once again grow.
Why hasn't anyone offered any legislation on the federal level, at least, for the allowance of the thriving of the American people? These people prevent unemployment insurance reaching people who have been unemployed and have very little prospects of finding a new job. We're talking millions of Americans. These are the people who rabidly demand cuts to food stamps, rabidly reject providing Medicaid to hundreds of thousands, millions of people across the country. They refuse to contemplate allowing people to have a living wage. What is it exactly that how is it exactly the American public is supposed to be thriving? Well, your kids won't have enough to eat. You won't have enough to eat. You won't have health care. We're going to privatize or voucherize education, so your education will be starved of resources. We're going to cut government jobs so that we are literally millions behind where we would be if we compared it to where we were after the Reagan recession and the Bush recessions in terms of adding government jobs as opposed to cutting 700,000 jobs across the country. Yet, that's the problem. We're not passing laws to allow the American public and for their thrive to constitutional. That's the problem there. And to have the so-called adopt the free market. What the hell? What? And this is their leader. Well, to be fair, their intellectual leader. Because she quit her actual job. Now I think she's just like touring around. Does she go around in a bus? I mean, it's crazy. And speaking of crazy, because this guy's, I mentioned this yesterday, Gary Oldman, right? Didn't we talk about Gary Oldman yesterday? The guy whose manager is apparently, or business partner is, what's that guy's name? Doug Urbanski, who apparently is a part-time right-wing talker, part-time manager of Gary Oldman, part-time, I guess, guy who is attempting to make sure that Gary Oldman works again. I think it was yesterday we talked about it, but Gary Oldman did an interview in Playboy. And really, you know, of all the things that you could talk about when you're an actor, right? And one has to imagine that, like, you know, they say to Gary, these PR people say, you know, Gary, and maybe they don't say this. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe there's no PR person who says, oh, Gary, listen, you know that interview you're doing today? Hey, try not to use the N-word. And try not to complain about the fact that you can't use the N-word. And, also, if for some reason it comes up in the conversation, don't call Nancy Pelosi the C word or an effing C word. I'm not saying that it would come up in the conversation, but in the event that it does, also, don't say that Mel Gibson was in the right and that the Jews own Hollywood. And don't complain that if you do say that people are going to take issue with it. So just about everything else is fair game. But just if you can, I know I don't need to say this, but, you know, just don't try and lionize Mel Gibson for telling the truth. You know what I mean? Because I think people might misinterpret that. Sam Seder here. Can't catch Ring of Fire live? Sign up for the podcast and listen to me whenever you want. Go to ringofireradio.com. Get CD quality audio with no commercials. Plus, new subscribers get all 6 days of the show. It's just $7.95 a month, but sign up now for the year and it's only $4.95 a month. So save money and get more of me. Go to ringofireradio.com. Support Ring of Fire and Progressive Talk Radio, folks. Go to ringofireradio.com and sign up now. Sam Seder here. Can't catch Ring of Fire live? Sign up for the podcast and listen to me whenever you want. Go to ringofireradio.com. Get CD quality audio with no commercials. Plus, new subscribers get all 6 days of the show. It's just $7.95 a month, but sign up now for the year and it's only $4.95 a month. So save money and get more of me. Go to ringofireradio.com. Support Ring of Fire and Progressive Talk Radio, folks. Go to ringofireradio.com and sign up now.